Hey everybody, Rob Goody here, the MLM Solution. Today is Freelance Friday. Freelance Friday. Can you believe we are already in April 2nd. April 2nd, man, it's hard to believe. All right, guys, as usual, we go live each and every day, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We ask that you join us each and every day as we cover all subjects, network marketing, the good, the bad, and yes, even the ugly. We're one of the few that will touch on any subject of network marketing because you have a right to this information, because knowledge will empower you to do great things in this wonderful business model. If you will, use hashtag TheMLM Solution to share our podcast and our platforms with our fellow network marketers across the globe. As you know, the algorithms are written to where activity, engagement on your part helps us get the word out. We cannot do this alone. We ask that you will help us get the word out so that our fellow network marketers have a chance at success too. Also visit our website, the new updated website, TheMLMsolution.net. You can also share the website with a fellow network marketers by hitting the share button. If you go to our YouTube channel, please hit the little bell for notifications twice so that you can get notified when we go live and upload new content. As we said, today is one of our favorite days, one of our most popular days, and that is Freelance Friday, episode number 47. Won't you join us at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time? See you in a minute.
Welcome to the MLM Solution Podcast Show, where you'll learn the facts and hear the truth about the network marketing industry. Here's your host, Rob Goody.
Good morning, Miss Marie. Happy Friday. Happy Friday.
Good morning, Rob. TGIF.
It is TGIF indeed. I love the weekends. It's hard to believe how fast the weeks go. My gosh.
I know. So we're in the day after April Fool's Day. Did you have any good April Fool's jokes pulled on you?
Yeah, I woke up married. Our
joke's on your
married.
wife on that one.
Yeah, I know, still married. I know, she knows I'm kidding. But, I like being surprised. I like to surprise people and being off the hook a little bit. So I thought that was an appropriate reply.
Nice.
Yeah, and my arm is still messed up. So I guess that's another April Fool's joke. I continue to pursue that. It's been aggravating. And I can see why people get frustrated with the healthcare system. Whether you're in the United States, Canada, I don't care, abroad, whatever. Wow. So we won't go down that road. Let's just say that the progress is not as quick as I would like it to be. And I am reaching far and wide to tap into the knowledge base. And so we'll see where it leads. And I'll keep you posted. Right now, I don't have anything to say.
Hopefully everything will work out well in the end. So.
You know what? I do a lot of praying. I have, as you know, a lot of faith. And I really, I just lay it at Christ's feet and just say, you know what? It's in your hands. I am doing some things medically that is supposed to help. I'm actually putting pressure, like, I put my arm down like I was doing push-ups. I'm not, because I can't do that. But that resistance causes the bone to heal. And so I did not know that. Somebody shared that with me that's in the medical field. So I've been doing that on purpose. Obviously, I use it and I push down. But you notice I'm using my hand a lot more freely. The strength is getting up there. I don't have to pick it up like I used to. So that, there is progress. And it's feeling more and more normal. But it doesn't matter how it feels, Miss Marie. The bottom line is the bone has to grow together. Mm-hmm. And my daughter's the one that told me, as I was telling her, because she's concerned. Well, I have two daughters, obviously, and they're concerned of that about the lack of the growth. But my youngest one said, well, Dad, if you remember, you had a bone graft X amount of years ago in this situation, and it did not take. They really struggled. I said, you know what? You're right. It's amazing. I forgot about that. So there's something about my bone makeup. I don't know what it is, because I have been. Oops, sorry.
You're uncooperative right down to your very bones, apparently, is what I'm hearing.
Yes. Well, I've been the epitome of health. Every time I go and have stuff done, blood and all that, and all this other stuff, my numbers have been spot on. They've gotten out of skew every once in a while. But I mean, I've been with the same doctor for almost 30 years, and it's like clockwork, and I've always been fit. I'm in the worst shape I've ever been. But the point is, because I took care of myself all those years, I think it has helped a lot in this situation. But the one thing that is becoming apparent, I don't heal like other people for whatever reason. I can be in the greatest health in the world, but if the bones don't heal, what good does it do? So,
well, the bottom line there is don't break the bones, and oops, look what happened.
Oops. So believe it or not, I've gotten to be like an old man. The other day, I felt we were moving some of the stuff from downstairs and taking it to storage, as you know. And Miss Marie, I never, being an ex-athlete, you're an ex-athlete, you're nimble on your feet. You're an athlete and you're really good because of your ability to be nimble on your feet, to quickly change direction, to turn your hips, to plant, all of that. And so going up and down stairs, making a left turn, walking on ice has never been an issue for me. Okay. I know how to walk. I know how to keep my balance. When I played football in the snow and ice, I was one of the few that could run while everybody else was chasing me and falling down. So it's not the ability to walk. But the other day, we were taking stuff to storage, and Miss Marie, I stepped off the step the wrong way, and down I went like an old person. And it's amazing that I didn't hurt my arm again, but I landed on my chest. And it happened so quick, Miss Marie. And I know exactly what I did. I saw my foot when I stepped off. I stepped off on the wrong part of the step, which did not offer enough support, and down I went. I mean, before I knew it, I can understand how people in their 80s are so cautious. And with my arm, I am very cautious. Thank God I did not hurt myself.
Yeah, that would have been bad. Well, it's an interesting observation that I've made. I think one of life's greatest frustrations is, first of all, not knowing. And then second of all, when you know, but then things don't happen in the time frame that you'd like them to, like they don't happen fast enough, right?
Yes.
And I think that's an interesting aspect in the network marketing industry. The not knowing in network marketing doesn't really apply, except maybe when you first come into the industry and you don't really know, is this really going to work? Does this actually, is this actually a good way for me to create an income? And that's why we talk about the importance of getting that first check for people as proof positive that, the system really does work. The industry really does provide a wealth building opportunity. But I think a lot of people get frustrated with things not happening fast enough. Yes. And some people kind of pull that ripcord and get out before they've really given it a fair chance.
Yes.
Because that whole idea of duplication and, the need to build momentum in your business for most people takes too long. It's like, I don't know what your first check looked like when you first got into the network marketing industry, but any company I've gone into, the first check, it's like, you look at it and you go, oh my goodness, for the past, whatever the length of time is, you got that check. It's like, I've put in so many hours of my time. I've put in so much effort. I've talked to so many people, and I have $22.13 to show for it.
Yeah.
Right? Because we're so used to calculating things based on the number of hours we put in, and it should be hours times set income equals this. And that doesn't work in this industry. And I think people have a hard time making that mental transition and understanding that that first check is just the beginning.
Yeah.
And if they stick with it long enough, if they do that consistent activity long enough, pretty soon you're looking at a check and you're going, wow, I put in like 4 hours of work this week and I've got a $5,000 check going on here.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it takes the investment of the time to get to that point, and people just don't have the patience in this industry. I feel like they pull the ripcord and get out too soon, and then just walk away going, nah, that doesn't work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you know what? There's almost an episode in there with what you said. Maybe we can do an episode on patience because of the fact, Miss Marie, you're absolutely right. Here's what happens. And we've touched on this before. Guys, a 90-day mini blast is absolutely essential to your success. One of the few ways, I don't know of any other way to create speed and urgency. We use a term, 90-day mini blast, for a reason. And there's a reason why the 90-day mini blast exists, because it taps into the quarterly goals of the growth goals of a company. Okay. So it coincides with that, their goals as a company. We want to grow by X amount, 30%, 40% in the next quarter, whatever. And if you're active and out there building your business, you will be a part of that 30, 40% growth. Now, that being said, as Miss Marie and I've talked about before, guys, there's a learning curve. And Miss Marie and I talk a lot of times like you're going to do one 90-day mini blast and it's going to be successful and it's going to produce X amount of results. Guys, we also talked about where you can hit the reset button, which that's a term I hate, but it's true. Because if you get started and you go 2-3 weeks in and something comes into your life where you have to stop in the middle of your 90-day mini blast activity, or you just stop for whatever reason, okay? Or maybe you made so many mistakes that you were not able to get any kind of momentum, whatever the case may be. Guys, you can restart a 90-day mini blast anytime and as many times as you want. If you, as she stated, if you do a 90-day mini blast and don't get the results that you want, you have to be patient with yourself and say, well, maybe I need to do another one. Okay. And it's not the fact that you're doing quote unquote another 90-day mini blast. What you're doing with any mini blast is set up to create speed and urgency. Okay. And if you're not getting that and you're 3 or 4 weeks in, you can say, you know what, I did this wrong. Okay. And you got to be patient with yourself. You can't quit, like she said. That's a very good point. You got to have some patience. You can say, okay, I screwed that up, or hey, it didn't work the way I want to. Let's make some adjustments and let's go at it in a different way. Right, Miss Marie?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. There has to be persistence, commitment, patience to the whole process.
Yeah, patience is big. That's the reason why I bring it up, because you may not get the results that you want. You may not get that first check. Guys, don't give up just because you didn't get the results. As she said, you got to be patient with yourself. Sit down and be honest with yourself. Did I actually give this 100%? Did I actually do the 5 simple steps? Did I actually hotly go after the goals that I set on that 90-day goal sheet? And guys, you got to realize that 90-day goal sheet, the whole purpose of that is to stretch you far enough to where you say, oh my gosh, I got to get going now. If I'm going to reach those goals, I have got to get going now. I cannot afford to be screwing around. And you want goals that are going to force you to stretch yourself to reach them. Not something that's easy to do, because it's not going to create the speed and urgency. The point being, everybody has a different learning curve, Miss Marie. What Miss Marie may go in and take off like gangbusters, I may go in and fall flat on my face. And then instead of judging my lack of success to Miss Marie's success would be foolish on my part, because it's not an apple-to-apple comparison. And then I'm going to beat myself emotionally and say, hey, I'm not worthy. Hey, I can't do this business. Hey, this business model sucks. It works for some people and not for others. Miss Marie is special. Whatever the case may be, our mind will play games with us in so many different capacities and make so many excuses. But there's only one reason to keep moving forward, Miss Marie, and that is the success that you want. As you know, Miss Marie, your mind will throw up all kinds of roadblocks. and justify why you don't want to do something. Yeah, I've been there. It's a constant battle for me. If I set a goal, I'm telling you, my mind goes to work right away. Rob, you don't have enough time. Rob, you don't have the tools. Rob, you don't have enough money. Rob, you don't have enough talent. I mean, there's roadblock after roadblock waiting for me to stop at any moment and say, you know what, mind, you're absolutely right. you know, but
Well, it's the excuse factory, right? It's an excuse factory. You can create all sorts of reasons not to do something. It's like, I should do this, but squirrel, I'm going to get distracted by whatever. I mean, it's one of the challenges I think maybe a lot of people have experienced this past year if they had the opportunity to transition and ended up working from home for most of the year because of the pandemic and businesses closing down and that type of thing, trying to keep everybody safe and healthy. But working from home for a lot of people, it's like an ideal, but once you actually get in that environment, many people struggle with it.
Oh yeah.
Because it's so easy to get distracted by other things. It's almost like that excuse making factor. It's like, I need to sit down and do some work. Oh, I should start a load of laundry. Oh, I've got to get the dirty dishes off the counter. It's like, oh, I need to, rearrange my desk space before I start making the phone calls. That's my famous one I've talked about before with network marketing, back in the day when I was struggling with picking up the phone and making phone calls. I'd find all sorts of other business activities I needed to do before I did the productive tasks that I really needed to be doing, right? Rearranging the office, organizing my pencils and pens, and putting them all in color-coded order.
Yes. I've done the same thing. Oh yeah, boy, that brings back memories. But you and I are honest enough to admit those things, and I think that speaks volumes of for us as people, because a lot of leaders would never admit to the mistakes they've made, and especially if they were silly mistakes, but I look back and laugh, and I look back and kind of smile and giggle at some of the stuff, And some of the stuff I did on purpose. I wanted to find out, hey, how does this binary work? Instead of just reading about it, and how does the product affect this binary payout? How does this create the volume? And so I'm glad I did some of those things, and of course the binary was totally opposite of everything else comp plan wise that I had experienced. And the one of the ways I got the breadth of knowledge that I did, not only did I experience some of it myself, Miss Marie, but I had friends that were other companies, and I talked to them on the phone, or if I met them in person, and I realized they were with a certain company that had a certain product, and then ask them all kinds of questions about the impact that product had on their income. Did it work? Were the problem? I would just constantly ask questions. Number one, the industry intrigued me and how it worked, and I love learning the intricacies of it. You and I haven't talked about a lot of those intricacies because, to be honest with you, it's beyond the scope of this show. Our show is a skim over the surface type thing, not a deep dive. But as I look back, and sometimes you say things that jar my memory and think, oh my gosh, I remember that, and I had forgotten all about it. And sometimes it makes me turn red with embarrassment, and other times it makes me giggle at myself, like, oh man, I can't believe I did that. But some of the things I'm not proud of, doing the cookie cutter thing, hey, this is what everybody else does. This is what I need to do too. Remember the fake it until you make it thing? Remember did you ever hear that term?
Oh my God. Yes. All the time. I hated that.
But you thought that was part of the business building process. You thought,
how disingenuous though. I still struggled with that.
I struggled with that so bad. I only did that for a little bit, and I was like, all right, this is bull crap. I'm not doing this. That was totally against who I am as a person. But there again, trying to be, one of the things that's ingrained in me, as a kid, I was very rebellious. Once I got in the military, Miss Marie, you kind of, if you're told to do something, you do it, right? And so for 21 years, I was programmed, be a good follower, be a team leader, blah, blah, blah. And I totally got that. And as I went up the ranks, you expected your people to toe the line, because one of the ways you stay safe and healthy and stay alive in the military is towing the line. This is what we have to do. This is the reason why we're doing it. And so when I got into network marketing, I got the concept of team mentality, hey, toe the line, do this. If you do this, this is going to be the result. And so I just fell right into place. And that was one of the things I did not like. But I tried. I gave it an honest effort, and I wasn't very good at it. I wasn't very successful with it because, like you said, in here, I knew better. Oh, that was tough.
Well, and here's the other thing. So the fake it till you make it thing I always struggled with. Another thing I struggle with that's still, I think, very popular in the network marketing industry because it's part of the personal growth that a lot of companies will advocate for is the self-affirmations. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying self-affirmations are bad. I struggle with them because I think one needs to be careful with how you phrase those self-affirmations, because the ones that come out and do things like, I am a multimillionaire, and you're struggling to make ends meet. Yes. It's like you're lying to yourself.
Yes.
There's a difference between visualization and self-affirmations and just flat out lying to yourself.
Yes.
So if I'm struggling to make ends meet and I'm running around going, I am a multimillionaire, like, my internal BS meters going off. And
yes. Great. I like that.
Nothing's going to work. I think it's more appropriate to do things like, I am growing in my knowledge and ability to gain financial wealth. I mean, something like that is more genuine and truthful. Yes. And can really align with what somebody's doing. But
yes,
yeah, just the flat out lying. It's just, no, it doesn't. I so struggle with that. It's like lying to others, lying to yourself. It's no good for anybody.
That's right. And you did that so well. You did it so beautifully. And I agree with that. Everything you're saying, I agree. I have struggled with that as well. Because the reality is, Miss Marie, if it was true, and if it was a truism in life, everybody would be doing it. Everybody would be multimillionaires. I do believe, because I've done it many times, especially in sports, visualization. Okay, it gave me a path. In other words, if I wanted to accomplish being the best receiver in football, if I wanted to be the best catcher or in baseball, on the teams I was playing, I'm talking about, I would visualize and I would close my eyes, and it helped me. Visualization definitely helped me. Visualization also helped bring about some things that I wanted out of life, vehicles, homes. So it worked for me, but I'm not saying that I went, and got it. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is it was a process. I'd say, hey, I want this kind of car. It's beautiful. And I would cut out a thing and I would hang it in my closet, and I wouldn't just stand there and stare at it. But out of the peripheral of my eye, I would see it every time I go out of my closet. Same thing with the home. I need 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. I want the following. And I would have that. And I'd have a picture that was a close resemblance of what I would. And you know what? I didn't put it on the refrigerator. I just put it in my closet so that when I went in to get dressed and this and that, and I wouldn't once again stand there and say anything, But what it did, Miss Maria, set a path. And as I was looking for homes, that was ingrained in me of the type of home that I was looking for. And when the opportunity presented itself, and I believe in creating opportunity, I had to work towards that moment where that crossroad came. Rob, this house is available. Here's the price. I can afford that. All I have to do is say, I want this. And that was the crossroad. Okay. But I had to work towards that. I didn't go, and the next day pop, there's the house.
Well, exactly. Those pictures were there for motivation. It's what you're driving towards, it's what your end goal is. It was giving you kind of the purpose of doing the day-to-day hard work. I mean, being in the trenches and doing the things that aren't necessarily fun and the things you actually sometimes almost want to avoid. But seeing those pictures is like, oh yeah, this is why I'm doing this.
That's
It's
right.
different. It's different than I'm sorry, an old Warner Brothers cartoons coming to mind. You remember there's an episode where I'm trying to think. It's a Bugs Bunny cartoon with Elmer J. Fudd, and it's like, my name is Elmer J. Fudd. I'm a millionaire. I own a mansion and a yacht. It's not that type of thing. You're not looking at it going, oh, I own that Lamborghini. I drive that Lamborghini every day. And meanwhile, out in the car is your Chevy Cruze.
Yeah. Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. Well, you're right. And hopefully people have a good grasp on it like you and I do. When I first started out, I won't say that I necessarily believed it, but I saw potential because I didn't know how I felt about that stuff. I do believe if you and I sat down, if we were neighbors and we sat down and said, okay, we're going to build a shed, you and I we have an image and we draw on a piece of paper the size of the shed we want. Okay. Then you and I know that we have to go out and gather the materials, the hammers, all the things that will help us make that become a reality. Now, obviously, it was something that was in our head first. We transferred that image in our head to paper, which is, if you put something down, more times than not, you accomplish what you put down. And you and I had the financial means, and we had the transportation means, and we had supplies readily available to us to make that image a reality in a rather short period of time, whether it's one day or 1 week, because everything came together. But the thing is, as they say, and you've heard this, the universe will bring to you what you need to accomplish your dreams. Now, I think that's a stretch. And I think people have to be cautious about that, because the only reason you and I were able to build that shed is because, yes, the universe had already the lumber, the nails, everything we needed, the shingles to build that shed. Life doesn't say, well, Rob went, and Marie did it at the same time. So we're going to bring all this wood to their house. They don't have to drive anywhere. We can pick up their feelings. Oh, we need to take lumber and shingles and everything to Rob and Marie. The universe just doesn't pop it up there, right?
Exactly.
Yes. An inventor invents new things that we all are beneficiaries of, but they have to go out and find the materials. Okay. The universe doesn't bring the materials to them. So that's part of it that I don't agree with, but I do believe that that your mind starts the process, but you have to do the footwork, right?
You have to take some action. There has to be some activity on your part. It's like, I don't know if you've ever encountered this, but this was one of my favorite ones. I knew a guy, and he kind of needed to find a new job. And great guy, loved him, Christian and everything. And his whole thing was, well, God will provide me with the perfect job.
Yes.
And I was like, yeah, you have to trust in the universe, God, however that works for each individual. Everybody's different in that respect. But in this case, it was like, okay, he's going to trust God for a job. And meanwhile, he was sitting on the couch playing video games and eating Cheetos, right?
Oh my gosh.
And it's just like, you can pray all you want, and you can have all the trust in the world in God to provide you with that job. But if you're sitting at home playing video games and eating Cheetos, the chances of a job just falling in your lap that's going to be absolutely perfect for you, slim to none. And Slim just rode out of town on the fastest horse available, right?
Great way of putting it.
There has to be some action taken at the same time. You've probably heard the phrase, God helps those who help themselves.
Yes.
Right. There's a certain amount of give and take there. There's action needed on both sides. It's not just a one-sided deal.
That's right. And you know what? You spoil the child when you give them everything instead of making them do their part. And that's what God does. You know what, Rob, if you want that job, you're going to have to go out and go to interview after interview after interview until you find that job. And if God, and I do believe God is active in the world, And there may be a moment where Rob meets a person who you connect with, whether that's God that put that connection in place or not. But that person goes, you know what? He's perfect for this job. Where all the other people are, I'm just an interviewee. Okay. In this one moment, but I had to do the work. The Amish have a great saying, and it is this: move your feet while you pray. Isn't that great? Short and point and very descriptive. Right. Yep. And, the thing is that if you and I, let me give you an example. You and I, devout Christians, we're on the roof of a 40-story building. We fast for 7 days. We're in constant prayer 24/7. And we're reading our Bibles. And at the end of the 7 days, you and I, hand in hand, jump off that building. Okay. And our faith is that God will take care of us. He will not let harm come to us. Okay. And so when you and I die, when we splatter all over the street, we're going to go before him. He's going to say, what in the hell are you two doing? But God, we prayed to you. We fasted for 7 days. We go through this whole litany of a list of things that we did that were Christian-like to further our knowledge and connection with God. And he's going to be like, have you ever heard of the word called gravity? Yes. Do you realize that's one of the basics of life? Yes. But you thought wrong. I'm not going to interfere with basic day-to-day life because you fools decided to test me by jumping off a building. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's the same thing. You got to do your part. What's your part in this situation? Don't jump off a freaking building.
Well, and then there's the whole idea of, put it out into the universe so it comes true type thing. And it's, there's a difference there again. If you're standing inside the four walls of your own home saying, I'm looking for a new job. Yeah, that's one way of putting it out into the universe. But as you're out and about and you're interacting for people, hey, I'm looking for a new job. That's putting it out into the universe, but that's leveraging your network of people that you know. And I don't know what the statistics are anymore, but I read something relatively recently. Most people are finding, new jobs, new career paths, whatever, not necessarily through want ads or job postings or those types of things, but it's communicating within their network. It's who you know, right? Oftentimes that gets you to where you want to go.
I agree. Yeah, the job market certainly has changed. A lot of things have changed. So I totally get that. But yeah, you're right. I remember that. That's a good thing. I had forgotten all about that. Put it out there to the universe. I don't know what they expect to come back, but putting it out to the universe, guys, is an inert entity. Okay. It doesn't do anything. It's just like the numbers of network marketing. They sit there, they do what they do. They're inert. They're static. Okay. They either do what they do or they don't. They're not going to work for Marie no more. They're going to work for me. So the bottom line is that if you don't put it out to the universe and wait for a reply, you're going to be waiting a long time. You probably starve before you'll lose a lot of weight. That's for sure. Because you won't have any food.
Well, here's what I'm going to put out into the universe. I'm looking forward to having a fantastic weekend. How about you, Rob?
I am absolutely. Yes, it's supposed to be a beautiful weekend. I'm sure the wife and I'll do something very exciting like pack.
And house hunt. And
well, yeah, she was house hunting this morning. She pretty much every morning gets on there and looks. So she's really good at it. And I have no doubt that we went and looked yesterday, drove through a neighborhood, and I'll be honest, it was very compelling, and I hope that it works out. We've got a couple of neighborhoods narrowed down now, and I think it's just a matter of effort and timing. So awesome. There you go. Yep.
That's exciting.
It is. Yes. I'm ready to move on, to be honest with you. I'm tired of hanging in limbo. In a lot of things in this business with you and I and in life in general. It's time to go to the next level.
There you go.
Yes. And I got to make it happen. I'm not waiting on the universe. Miss Marie.
Keep moving along. Keep moving along.
That's right. There you go. Move your feet while you pray. All right,
Yeah.
guys. Monday, Miss Marie, we're going to have a good subject, the cost of doing business. Monday's podcast, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are going to be talking about the cost of doing business. Yes, there is a cost of doing business in network marketing, and it's more than what you think. Join us 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time as we take a deep dive into this important subject matter. We want to save you money, but at the same time, we want you to realize there's a cost of doing business. And we're going to help clarify that so you don't get taken advantage of, but you also won't beat yourself emotionally for spending a certain amount of money to make your business work. Right, Miss Marie?
Yep, I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be a great topic and should kick off another good week of solid subjects that are going to help our folks achieve their goals,
right.
Get to the level of success they're looking to achieve in their network marketing business
right.
faster and more efficiently than they could without us.
There we go. There it is. All right. With that being said, I don't need to add anything more. Miss Marie, I will see you Monday, 11 a.m. And you have a great and safe weekend. And same to everybody that's watching. Take care, guys. God bless. We'll see you Monday.
Thank you for listening to the MLM Solution Podcast. For more info, visit our website, TheMLM-solution.net. Please follow us on the following platforms: Facebook, YouTube, etc. And share this podcast with our fellow network marketers around the world by hitting the share button on our various platforms.